How's it going? I'm Ryan. Today I'm going to go over the couple trades I took on MES and MNQ. Losing day overall, started the day with a nice win. It was a day that I started green and then I gave it all back through over trading, ended it up red. So not the greatest. Was able to kind of cut myself off after a little bit, which was good, but should have had the ability to walk away while it's up. Before we get into it, let's take a look at a few things we're watching. Actually, I'm going to take it over to MES first. So we have yesterday's high and low on MES. Then we have 5239 to 5236 as this bottom zone. Up above, we have like 5256 to 5258. Coming into the day, we were bullish. We were trending bullish. We had continued higher highs and higher lows from yesterday's price action. We were breaking above yesterday's high of day and opening above yesterday's high of day, so a bit of a gap up as well. And coming into the morning, one thing that I was watching on MES was this bit of a bull flag that we had here, right? We had this huge run up. We get a bit of a flag, and this was my first trade of the day. So I'm gonna pull this out to have multiple time frames here. Beautiful. This is what it looks like on the smaller time frame here. This is what we were seeing on the higher time frame. I entered after this candle somewhere in here. I think my entry was around 5254, somewhere in here. Reason being, like I said, we were bullish, we were trending up, we had a bit of a flag, even like a bit of resistance if we want to draw that out. And we had broken out of it and we're kind of reclaiming that. So I guess you can move it somewhere like in here. Either way, my entry was around the breakout of that flag. We got an initial move up, looked pretty strong. I like to see that break on the 5,000 tick chart too. So we look strong here as well as getting the break here, which gave me the confidence to add another contract when we pulled back right here. So when we pulled back, we were maybe a point or so above where my original entry was. I entered a second contract, had one take profit around this high a day right in here, 5260, so about a 5-point move. We pushed up pretty immediately and got that fill. At this point, I just started raising my stop loss. I raised it to below this swing high. Then we put in this swing, or excuse me, this swing low. Then we get a little higher and put in this swing low. Then I move it up. So I was just gradually putting it up to the swing low, just letting this thing run, see how far we could take it. This pullback here stopped me out, but my stop loss on my runner was about 5 points in profit anyway. So I was pretty happy with that trade, and that's probably where I should have left it. That trade was solid and it had me up a good amount on the day. I'm not trying to. All right, we'll just switch over. The rest of my trades came on MNQ, and this was kind of where I gave everything back. So MNQ, right? We had the open right around in here. Huge rally up to test this zone. Nice rejection out of it. We had news at 8 o'clock, so this was a really nice rejection out of that area, but didn't want to take it, or just was sitting back because of that 8 o'clock news. From there, we got a bit of a dump when we pulled back into this level. So there's two trades I took right here. When we came down and held on this 5,000 tick chart around the pre-market high, well, I guess, yeah, the pre-market high right in here. I'm going to zoom in here so we can see this on a lower time frame. I entered a call somewhere in here after we had printed this and looked like we were going to hold that pre-market high. Also, generally this region that we pulled back and held before making those new highs just this morning. So when we came back and looked like we were going to hold in this area, I entered a call. Immediately got stopped out. Stop loss was below the swing low. Take profit, I wanted to see us get back up to 18,323 or potentially like 18,330. Somewhere in that general area was a take profit. We did not get there. We spiked. I was up for maybe a couple seconds, and then we pulled back and stopped me out. But then once we came down and we printed this candle on the 5,000 tick chart, kind of in the same general area, I re-entered the trade because I thought for sure I had a bullish bias, right? I made money on a bullish play first thing in the morning. I think that affected me, as well as saying that we were just trending up. So I was looking for a pullback to long. So I took a short loss there. That's probably where I should have called it because I was up on the day, took a loss. Probably should have just kept what I had and walked away with a win on a Friday. But I kept trading because I was stubborn. As we came back and kind of reclaimed this level, I took another call. We were up, maybe 10 points or so. And then it flushed me and stopped me out again. So at this point, I was kind of break even on the day. I'd given up all my gains from the first trade, which obviously I wasn't super stoked with. I did take another trade. So once we came down and we held this yesterday's high of day in an area that you can see we rejected once, 2, 3, 4, 5 times or so, and then had a nice bounce out of that area on the after hours. So I was interested to see us come down here and hold this level. Once we did hold, it looked great. We formed a hammer on a higher time frame. I entered somewhere in here once we printed that candle. We got a little bit of a push up and then came back and stopped me out. What was I targeting? I was targeting this swing high. At the time, I was hoping to get up to like 8,280, 18,280. I mean, I was really looking for us to reverse and kind of trend, continue our bullish momentum. So I was shooting for a larger entry. I think I had an entry around 18,250. My exit was around 18,280 or so, so about a 30-point take profit. Stop loss below this swing low, or at this point the low of the day. I think I might have taken 2 contracts here and had some. I'm trying to remember. No, I think I had just 1 contract here and took a loss. That's right. So just taking losses all the way down, trying to find a bounce. I took 2 more trades, so a lot of trades. Like I said, I overtraded. I had a win, tried to take another trade. It was a loss, fighting the trend. I think at most 2 to 3 trades is what I want to shoot for. I don't want to get into the habit of doing what I did today. I'm lucky that I didn't have much of a big losing day. It wasn't oversized whatsoever, especially when you consider the amount of losing trades I took. It's really not that bad. But I did take a winning trade in here, and this is definitely would have been a good point to cut it off. We're in this downtrend, right? I accepted that we're in a downtrend, and rather than trying to catch a bottom, I was just gonna wait for the trend to change. So once we broke out and pulled back, I entered 2 calls here. This is where I entered 2 trades. This is actually a pretty decent trade for me. We came up. I took some profit as we came up. It was about a 10-point move that I got profit on. By the way, stop loss was just a little bit below the swing low where I entered, so I was just risking a few points. Took one off for about 10 points, and then I had the other stop loss at break even. And I was once again shooting for the swing high. I thought that, once we broke out and kind of broke above this level, that we would continue that climb. I was trying to shoot for a nice move, looking for like a 40-point move or something. My stop loss, like I said, was around break even. Excuse me, it was not break even. I moved it up a little bit to yesterday's high a day, and then when we pulled back, that stopped me out for a very small gain. So that was a win that made back some of the money that I'd lost here on this trend of losing bounces. And at this point I should have called it because I actually made back some of that loss. I took 1 final trade, and that was calls here. Why did I do this? Because like I said, we'd broken out of the downtrend. We had formed a higher low here, and we were kind of reclaiming this level, so I took a single contract stop loss below this swing low, and we came in down and stopped me out. So I just kept trying to fight what was happening, really. I mean, we were weak. This morning we were very strong, but after 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. excuse me, once the news came out, we were in a downtrend, and that is to be the same to be said for MES as well. So MES and MQ are both trending down. I was trying to catch a bounce. I should have been able to disconnect with that bias to the upside that I definitely had. Nonetheless, though, I definitely overtraded. I definitely shouldn't have been red on the day, especially starting it the way I did. But walk away and just leave it as is. We're still up positive on the week. Didn't get to end the week how I wanted. Like I said, had I left it with my first trade or my first 2 trades this morning, I would have had a really nice week. Green every single day. This ruins that streak, but we're up on the week overall, so still positive for the week. Yeah, trending in the right direction. That's all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I do trade live Monday through Friday. I'll be here all next week. Please stop by if you feel so inclined. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Peace.